Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How is life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope everything is good. I hope everything is wonderful. I feel like I have the camera setting bumped up and it's blowing me out right now, but we'll just leave it like that because I don't feel like fixing it. And speaking of all of that, yesterday I talked about the gaming table that I made this weekend and the videos that I shot and how I hated them all. And so I reshot last night a review for a game called Point Salad, and I edited it. I spent a good hour and a half or 2 hours doing the edit for that. I got it down to a reasonable time frame that I want for my videos, and I exported it. And I was like, I had some apprehension about it, so I didn't release it. I uploaded it to YouTube and started working on the end screen, like, when the little boxes pop up and the little subscription circles. I started working on all of the details that go in behind the scenes on video on YouTube. For instance, if you ever scroll down to the comments of this, you'll see that I have like a pre-formatted, like, here's the links to find my websites, here's the links to support me on Patreon, here's the links to support me or buy something from my Amazon wish list, here's my mailing address, here's my contact information. That's all on the bottom of all of my videos. And so I had to build a version of that for the gaming channel. It's a little different because it's a little less pandery. And I had to set up, default tags for my videos. If you don't know what that is, you can, you can put keywords essentially in tags so that somebody searches for board game, they might see my video review, they'd see my video Point Salad, they'd see my video, that sort of stuff. So I worked on all the behind the scenes stuff. Then I realized on those end cards that I had both channel subscription buttons and they looked identical because I was using the same icon. So I changed the icon over there to give it a little bit more of a whimsical feel. And then I stopped and I went to bed and I woke up this morning and I watched the review and I hate it. Like, I really hate it. Bad. And I forgot that when I did that channel, when I said I was going to do this, when people have asked me to do reviews for years and I've said no. And the reason was because I was a publisher. I worked for a publisher, I have this thing, and so I would do reviews here occasionally when something excited me enough to talk about it. And the other reason was that there's a lot of reviewers out there already, and I don't want to get in that space. I don't want to be a board game reviewer. I don't want publishers sending me stuff and begging me for content, and I don't want any of that nonsense. I want to make videos that I want to make the way that I want to make them. And the way that I want to make them is different than the standard kind of pre-wrapped board game video format. And the video that I made last night is the standard pre-wrapped board game video content. It's just ugly and boring, and it's just a white dude sitting on a bench talking about, why a game is good or not good, and ew. It's not what I wanted. I wanted personality. I wanted a lot of my real life personality to come through, and none of that came through. It was just me on a bench talking just the same as we do here, with some inserts and cuts to B-roll of the game that I'm talking about. And it sucked. It really sucked. It's really not good. I'll probably never release it. If you really want to see it and you message me privately on some messaging thing, I'll share a link with you so you can go watch it. But I hate it. I don't like it. It sucks. The lighting sucks. The audio sucks. The review itself sucks. Just across the board, I just don't feel comfortable releasing it. I want the first video that I release to at least be somewhat representative of what I'm going to attempt to do. And I realize that as I record more and more, the same as I did here, that the kind of DNA of that channel will mold itself. I realize that. But I don't want the first video to just be blah, right? I want it to at least have some of the flair that I'm looking to introduce, and I'll let that build a voice of its own in the future. So I'm going to do a few things about it. When I got home today, I went up there and readjusted the lighting. I pulled the lights back to get rid of some of those harsh shadows. I ordered some small dimmable LED lights that I can put on the floor behind that bench to do some uplights, and maybe even a hair light. So that I can shoot later in the day and that window not be a problem. I also realized that one of the things I've talked about here a lot is that I've figured out this process. I figured out me at this table with these lights and this microphone, how to do this as efficiently as possible so that I can do it every day and it doesn't get in my way. And one of those things is this audio setup that's elaborate so that I don't have to do any audio processing. I can take it straight out of the camera and go. And when I set the camera up there, I wanted a lapel mic. I don't have a space for a microphone. I'm not sitting at a desk or anything. I'm just sitting at a bench. So I didn't want to have this thing. I didn't want to have a shotgun boom or anything like that. So I said I'll use a lapel mic, and I have one. I have a nice little wireless mic. I have a nice little preamp mixer. I have a nice on-camera mic. So I set up my whole like outside of the house rig up there, and I used it, and it doesn't sound clean at all. It sounds bad, and it's probably batteries. It's probably Wi-Fi interference or some sort of interference on the channel that my microphone's on. There's a lot of hiss. The batteries could be low, and I realized that the reason that I did this, the reason that I have this setup that I currently have, is so that I don't have to deal with post-processing audio and sticking it in later. When I first started this channel, the very first month of this channel, this microphone recorded straight into my cell phone, and that I didn't have this camera. I had just like a little pocket camera, and so I recorded everything into my cell phone, and then I had to go like patch that audio back in later, and the audio in my cell phone was much cleaner. So what I've realized is because I'm not doing this this channel daily, because I'm only going to do a few videos a week, I can go back to using my cell phone to record audio. It's a very good audio recorder. That's what it does, right? So I ordered a lapel mic for this along with the lights, so hopefully the audio will be cleaner, and you know, I'll have the time to patch all that together later in post. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the future of that channel, and I'm excited that the video sucked, because now I know why it sucked. I know personally what I want to see in my videos, and it's giving me a little springboard to keep trying. So I'm going to keep doing camera tests, I'm going to keep doing audio tests, I'm going to keep doing video tests until I get something that I'm proud of. Then I'll share it, and we'll go from there. That's the plan. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you to those of you who went over there and subscribed. I really appreciate that. I really, really do. Hopefully, very soon we'll have content on that channel. So, thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, being wonderful people. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Taser in fact comes from Wikipedia. What country first adopted time zones? On November 2nd, 1868, the then British colony of New Zealand officially adopted a standard time to be observed throughout the colony, and was perhaps the first country to do so. It was based on the longitude of 172 degrees 30 minutes east of Greenwich, that is 11 hours 30 minutes ahead of GMT.